What's up, Faith? What's up, Heidi? Natasha, Martin, Jacob, Desiree, Andalyn. I didn't spend like a day or two on this, but...
Don't give away your secrets.
But I found it very interesting. We've been talking about this case for a while. It's not really a case, but we've been talking about these orcas.
Well, there has been quite a few like animals take back situations that we have talked about on headlines, which are amusing.
Yeah.
Very amusing.
If you guys know my stance, I'm sort of rooting for the orcas.
Right. All animals.
Yes, but...
above humans.
But it is crazy how they're doing it. So we're going to get into it. Let's go ahead and listen to this right quick, and we can see exactly what's going on.
We're being attacked by orcas.
Oh my god.
Please go away. We need assistance immediately.
So what you're hearing now is, I would say it's the most stressful call that I've found, at least, an SOS call, like on the radio. But the other ones that are not public, the SOS calls, the situation is far more terrifying. Like, it's not just, oh, happy little whales are playing. These animals are out for blood.
And they're all orcas that we're talking about.
Yeah, right? Which are killer whales.
Please go away. We need assistance immediately.
Oh my god, now it's dark out. Oh my god.
Did you see the boat sinking? And that woman's voice, we need help, we need help. I mean, I guess I can't make that too, like, scary.
I mean, it's very scary. If you're the one on the boat, oh my god, I would be fucking panicked.
Well, I will say that how they attack, not in this case specifically, because this one was kind of a mild one, how they attack and what you go through, especially if you're, in some cases, the lone skipper on the boat. You're the only person on the boat. You lose control. We'll get into it, but it's terrifying.
Is this only happening in one area in particular, or all over where orcas are? Andalyn asked.
That's a great question. So this is specifically happening in the Strait of Gibraltar.
Are they like cold water, very like cold water animals? What do you know about orcas?
I'll tell you here in a second.
I know Free Willy, made them seem like cool, not scary.
So this is happening in the Strait of Gibraltar.
Shamu.
Actually, let's go to the Google Earth. Do you know where that is, the Strait of Gibraltar?
Yes.
Oh yeah? Where? Like, you didn't know I was going to ask you that shit.
It's in between Spain and Morocco.
And that is correct. Strait.
Third place geography, bitches.
Sounds like a third place answer to me. All right, so it's this that connects the two oceans here. It is the narrow strait that connects the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea and separates Europe from Africa. So this is basically where it's happening, right here in this one spot. Now, there are orcas everywhere, okay? But in this spot, there, as we'll see, are about 37. They said more than 37 is what I've seen, which is kind of a weird number. So let's say there's 40. There's only 40 orcas that travel here. There are orcas.
That's not a lot, then.
I know it's not a lot. The SOS call, did you think that was terrifying or not? Kind of.
No, I did. I think it started getting even more terrifying when it was dark out and you realize no one has come to help them after all that time. Like, what? That was a span of hours.
Exactly. Take a guess.
For help.
So we're at the Strait of Gibraltar. All of these that we're talking about tonight started from 2020. Something happened in 2020. And since then, there have been, take a guess, how many orca attacks?
40?
Way under.
Really?
There have been over 700 orca attacks since 2020. Something happened. Now, we already know from headlines that there's a ringleader doing this. And these orcas, which the latest attack was a couple of days ago, it actually sunk a 40-foot yacht. These orcas are out for blood. They are doing this on purpose since 2020. This is not, even though they're called killer whales, this is not normal behavior. There are orcas all over the ocean, but this pod, or these two pods, that are in the Strait of Gibraltar, they have been maliciously and violently attacking yachts, mostly yachts.
We will not be taking yacht murder to me in the Straits of Gibraltar. Let's be clear.
There's actually a Facebook group that is dedicated to nothing but all they do is post the orca attacks, and it's updated all the time because if you're on a ship or if you're a skipper on a yacht, you kind of need to know if there's orcas in the area, because if you're going through this and you see orcas, they are part of the 37 that will attack you. Yeah, can you read this to start us off?
During the summer and autumn of 2020, interaction events began to occur between several specimens of species and vessels, mainly sailboats, both in the Strait of Gibraltar and in the waters of the Galician coast, according to Spanish government officials. These interactions have ranged from persistent approaches to ships to ramming the hull and rudder, causing various types of damage, which continue today.
Okay, so everyone take a guess. Why, since 2020, is this happening? Like, there's a specific reason. COVID, very good, yeah. The most distressing...
They're infected.
What?
They're infected.
Yeah, I guess. All right, this is a 77-year-old man that's on this boat right here.
And is he by himself on this boat?
Yeah, I think this guy's by himself. Well, he's also been doing this for 55 years. You see an orca right there. And you see the buckets he's filling up with water? They're sinking his boat right now, so he's filling up those buckets with water. I don't know if you saw that. To get it out of the... God. But he's actually remaining really calm compared to everyone else. But what he's doing, or what he just did, is he turned off the engine, which is something that the Spanish government tells you not to do if you come under an orca attack. He turned off of his engine, and then he's trying to actually go in reverse at one point. Eventually, he just decides to just gun it.
Holy shit.
So it's pretty scary shit. I'm not going to lie, man. I mean...
They're literally sinking their boats.
Yes, they're maliciously doing this. And the question is why? That's like the question I wanted to really find out. So this guy, his name was Philoceras 77. This was Monday, August 7th, 2023. You really got to see that video. He is really calm. He's also been sailing for 55 years. This man has been sailing for 55 years. He spent the last 3 months on the ocean after leaving France. As you saw, there were 5 orcas following his boat. They started following his boat, 5 of them, a pod of 5. And then 2 of those 5 orcas, the 2 youngest, the juveniles, are the ones who broke off and started attacking the boat's rudder. He tried to stop them by turning off the engine. He moved the boat in reverse as well. 15 minutes later, rescue arrived and the boat did not sink, although most of them do. You saw he was literally bucketing out water from the boat. In 2020, another incident, and remember, there's been 700 reported incidents, but I'm trying to give you like the most terrifying, August 30th, 2020, Coruna, the northern coast of Spain, Halcyon Yachts. This is a 36-foot yacht off the UK. An orca, a single orca, broke off from its group and rammed its stern at least 15 times. Jesus. At this point, the boat lost steering and power and everything else. They are literally
sitting ducks,
dead in the water, which is a great name for this episode, by the way. I was trying to think of a name.
Yeah, that is good.
I kind of want to say the sad thing is no one's died yet. I know that sounds so fucked up, but like I am so rooting for these orcas. You have no idea.
Oh my God, stop. Like these are just people.
They're people in yachts. What do you mean they're just people, yo?
Some of them are fishermen.
No, these are sailboats and yachts. They are purposely attacking.
Okay, so they are attaching the bourgeoisie of
the bourgeoisie.
Vive la France!
No, wouldn't that be the proletariat? That would be the proletariat, wouldn't it? Isn't the proletariat the rich one?
No, the bourgeoisie.
Oh,
because when you say something is bougie, that's what it.
Okay, I got it. Here's a video of them actually breaking the rudder. Now, the rudder is like what they're aiming for the whole time. So check this video out.
I mean, they're very intelligent and, creatures. Yeah, very, very smart.
Smarter than us. All right, they're saying it's hitting the rudder. It's under the boat. It's under the boat. This is how the orcas actually attack the rudder.
Jesus Christ.
This is crazy.
Rompió el timón. Hijo de puta.
Oh, he called her a bitch.
He called that fucking whale a bitch.
He did call her a bitch. Oh my God.
No shit. Oh my God. I'm definitely rooting for these fucking whales.
I was gonna say.
These whales probably speak your motherfucking language, asshole. It says it's eating the rudder. It broke the rudder off and now it's eating it. Kind of crazy, right? So that was another one of the incidents that went pretty well.
It went well. It went well.
This is what's crazy. So they're attacking these rudders specifically, and they're actually not ramming them. They're biting them. They're biting these rudders with their teeth until they break off. So in the whales, they use echolocation. So somehow they can tell that the rudder is what makes the boat go forward. And that is why they're attacking the rudder.
Damn, they're smart.
They're really effing smart. So these whales are actually attacking and biting the rudder itself. On that video, that 46-foot delivery boat that you just saw was, quote, surrounded by 9 orcas. From TheGuardian.com, the orcas rammed the hull for over an hour, the hull, H-U-L-L, spinning the boat 180 degrees, disabling the engine and breaking the rudder as they communicated with each other with loud whistling. So I don't know if you could hear it. I guess we can't hear it, pick it up, but...
No, we can hear what their whistling noise is.
You can hear that?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear it. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but...
I couldn't hear it in that video, but it is it is audible to the human ear.
Okay, I guess them out there on that boat could hear these whales talking to each other, like yelling at each other, planning an attack. They surrounded 9 of these things, and then they go in strategically until they break off the rudder.
It's scarier than a shark attack because they are way smarter and coordinated.
According to one skipper, Victoria Morris, it felt, she said, quote, totally orchestrated, end quote.
Orchestrated.
I
don't think she meant it that way, but
it's spelled the regular way, but that is funny.
Orchestrated, yeah.
Earlier that week, another boat in the exact same area reported a 50-minute encounter. The skipper said the force of the ramming was, quote, nearly dislocated the helmsman's shoulder, end quote. Around the same time as that, a British couple who was on their 40-foot yacht was, quote, was brought to a sudden halt, then spun around several times. So this is the videos I want to see, which I haven't found anyone out. I haven't found one that's public, but they'll go in, they'll surround the yacht. They go in one at a time, like torpedoes, attacking and biting off the rudder. Once the rudder is disabled, the steering is completely useless. Okay. And then what they do, since they're already swimming around it, they start pushing on the front or the back of the yacht and spinning the yacht. So now you have no control. You cannot steer it. You can't go anywhere. It's sinking and you're getting spun around. It must be motherfucking crazy to be on that.
No, thank you. Pass.
At the same time, a guy named Nick Giles, a lone sailor, hears a horrific bang, quote, like a sledgehammer. He saw his wheel, the boat wheel, quote, turning with incredible force. These orcas see inside and out of the rudder. They know how the thing works. They know how to disable these freaking yachts, which is crazy. So the question is, and this has happened since 2020, at an exact time this started happening. There's a couple theories did anyone put any theories together? Anyone have any ideas?
I do have an idea.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if they have like leaders of the pods.
Well, this is 37 orcas in
this pod.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if there is a leader in the pods. I don't know if that's how it works. But I'm wondering if the most recent leader died in 2020 and a new one took over, and the new one is like fucking Wild Wild West.
Well, the new one...
I never saw West Side Story, I'll be honest, but I'm kind of envisioning it like The Lion King, like Mufasa dies and then Scar takes over and it's like fucking apeshit.
All right. Okay. So there are a couple of hypotheses here of why this is happening, but in 2020 it started, and more than 49 instances just in 2020. as what we know right now, they are specifically attacking the rudders and biting it with their teeth. We also know that there are two separate groups. Now, this is crazy. A lot of these attacks seem to be happening more and more at the same time. So it makes me think, and other people think, that these orcas are setting up these attacks simultaneously because they know that it'd be hard to rescue 3 ships being attacked at the same time.
Jesus.
And that's what we're seeing nowadays. They're attacking it, and they have echolocation, so they can talk
miles away.
They can talk all across the Strait of Gibraltar. All that whole, however many, maybe, I don't know, 300 miles or whatever it is. I don't know. They could communicate the whole time, so they can say, okay, let's go. Everyone in position. Alpha team, Bravo team, Charlie team. They're literally doing that. It's fucking crazy, right?
That is fucking crazy, actually.
We also know that there are, of these two groups, they're a trio of juveniles, occasionally joined by a fourth. Those are the really brutal ones.
Troublemakers.
The troublemakers.
Okay, so we've got some juvenile delinquents.
So keep in mind, there's only 37 orcas in total.
In this pod.
In this whole
community.
The whole community that's sinking, because there's orcas everywhere, but they're not doing this. Only these 37 are doing this. The really bad ones are a trio of juveniles, occasionally joined by a fourth. So sometimes they see a fourth male, sometimes they don't. The other is a mixed age group consisting of an adult female, importantly, as we know from headlines, named White Gladis. From what researchers are positing right now, White Gladis is the ringleader. She's the boss. She's the big madam. She is she is the one calling these hits. They're thinking she is the one calling these hits, joined by her side, and she's not the one doing this, but she's always in the background. Joined with her are 2 of her offspring and 2 of her sisters. All right.
Like, how do they fucking know? Isn't that crazy? Like, how do they know she's joined by her offspring and her 2 sisters?
These whales
You would think if they're all being tracked that we would be able to, like, prevent this from happening, you know? Take a look at their formation. Yeah. If you teamed up, wasn't a solo, you know?
A couple theories that were put forth initially. Since White Gladis is the known leader of this orca group, perhaps she was injured by a boat in 2020. I have seen one report where her fin it looked like it was cut by something. Or perhaps she was entangled in a fishing line. That traumatic experience for White Gladis, she associated that trauma with human behavior because, oh my God, this hurts. I almost died. And guess what? There's a human there. Now, this is the problem. They're not giving these whales. They're trying to get in their psychology like, oh, she's associating it with that, like that, with the human behavior. I think these whales are far smarter than humans, honestly. So
they're definitely intelligent. Someone tried to motorboat Gladys.
All right. Another researcher, Deborah Giles, said, these are animals that every single one of them had been captured at one point or another. Most whales multiple times. We're talking about fucking SeaWorld and shit, right?
Yeah.
Capturing their babies. Quote, and these are whales that saw their babies being taken away from them and put on trucks and driven away, never to be seen again. And yet these whales never attacked boats, never attacked humans. So she's basically saying...
Didn't they in Blackfish, though? Weren't they, right? In the documentary?
Well, yeah, but that was because they were abusing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. I love Gladys. I really hope... See, this is what I'm scared about. Like, humans are fucking... All right. Here's the thing. Like, I don't want them to be like, you know what? I know how to solve this fucking problem. You know what I'm saying?
I think actually that would be the worst thing that they could do because I think it would get all the other orcas in the oceans to like literally attack everybody, you know?
We deserve it.
Yeah, literally.
Another theory is that it could be a fad. Now, this is crazy. Juvenile orcas. Yeah, it's kind of like the fidget spinner. Literally exactly the same. Juvenile orcas.
Right.
No, for real, juvenile whales have been known to go through these fads. Here's one example that's crazy. In 1987, a group of orcas that were cruising Washington's Puget Sound spent the entire summer of 1987 in a fad. They were wearing dead salmon on their heads like, quote, salmon hats. They go through fads just like the fidget spinner. They were wearing dead salmon on their heads like hats.
That is so funny.
And then it's just, they say a fad comes and goes just like that with these whales. And it's the juvenile.
Yeah.
All right. As of now, this is what we believe is happening. And the whale attacks are continuing, and they're getting stronger too. Like they're taking these yachts down. Now, we haven't had any deaths, but we had some injuries. There's no deaths yet because the
people are getting rescued.
But that's why I think
they're assault whales.
They're now attacking at multiple times at the same time. In one instance, there was a couple on a yacht and they could not get out a communication signal. Just so happened an oil tanker was going by and they rescued them. So they would have been dead.
Wow.
But this is the reason we think that as of right now, this has been happening since 2020 specifically and is ramping up. White Gladis, we know, is the ringleader. She's the big madam. In 2020, something did happen with White Gladis. We don't know if she was entangled by a line or if she was cut by a rudder, but we do know that she was pregnant. And after a 15 to 18 month gestation period, gross, she gave birth to 2 orcas.
That are swimming with her.
Something happened in 2020 where she got entangled while she was pregnant or something. And now she's on a personal vendetta and all the other orcas are rallying around her and they are sinking these ships. The orca calves travel with mom for at least 2 years learning how to hunt. And she has sent her calves on these missions to sink these boats as well with the juveniles. Mom is, quote, fiercely protective of her young. So we think as of now that she is on a personal vendetta because she was pregnant and there was a traumatic event and she feared for her pregnancy and her calves, that now she's on a personal vendetta. That is what the theory now is.
White Gladys and the Pips.
I mean, what do you crazy, right? Because it's just a matter of time before someone dies on this.
Oh, yeah.
These orcas are tearing these rudders off, tearing out the controls of the ship, and then spinning it violently. And you heard one of the SOS calls. This woman was like, please help us now. And she was talking to the orca, please go away, please go away. I don't think they're maliciously trying to kill humans, but I don't think humans are getting the picture. I think they're like this because this isn't a fad. Fads for orcas last, months. This isn't a fad. This is intentional. They're doing this intentionally. And it would be the first time that the orca population or any animal ever has made a campaign specifically to attack something over and over and over.
Yeah.
So that is why, and that's all the information I got from it, but it is happening. It just happened a few days ago for another attack. Probably right now someone's fucking sinking.
I cannot believe there's been that many. I mean, that's like every other day. 700
since 2020. 750 in the first year. And then, within 3 years, 700. Now, these aren't all yachts sinking. These are reported attacks. So maybe one orca, hits the rudder, rammed it or whatever, and that's technically an attack. Like I saw one that they just went under it and it tried to flip the boat over, but it swam away. That's an attack.
And there's a lot of traffic in those waters. Ferries multiple times a day back and forth between Spain and Morocco and all that.
It's crazy because this is the first time something other. Which is crazy, right? Because it also makes you look at us. Oh my God, you attacked me, so now I'm going to fucking kill everyone in your civilization. I mean, that's a fucking human thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
It is a very fucking human thing to do, actually.
But the thing is, the orcas, they're not killing us. They're just, sinking our boats. Like, we go over there and fucking blow everyone up.
A revenge thing, which is really crazy to think about,
Yeah. I am pulling for them, man. I hope they continue, but I hope they don't get fucking, some government's like, well, let's just fucking kill them or whatever. Yeah. That's just the fucking thing, man. That would make me so upset.
Don't know. Samuel Jackson.
I don't know.
That is crazy.
So that's the story. I wanted, I was hoping it'd be more like the...
No, that was like a legit crazy story.
Remember Crazy Three Legs? Like I
do.
That was a good one.
That was one of the best stories we've ever
That
covered.
was kind of like a revenge type of story, but...
It was really interesting.
If you're ever in an orca attack, this is how you should handle it. Don't go near the side of the boat. Move to a space in the middle of the vessel where they're protected from sudden movements. If the whales try interacting with the boat, don't stop the boat or turn the motor off. Move toward the coast or shallow waters. Report the event. There you go. And that's it. Just in case you're listening to this on a yacht right now.
No shit.
But I hope you guys enjoy this. Kind of more for us because we did the headlines and we always hear about the orcas, but
I'm so glad you covered it. I've been very intrigued. So
yeah. All right, sweet. We'll have more episodes coming out this week. Probably H.H. Holmes, I guess. More of that stuff. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed and we'll see you tomorrow for headlines, definitely. So until next time, good night, you lovely, lovely people.
Kind of run this shit.